Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for episode number 10, double digits, of our Pokemon Colosseum playthrough here on the channel. Last episode, we made our way through a few more battles here in this weird shadow Pokemon tower kind of thing, where Meyer B and his peons are just running amok. Shadow Pokemon, strategy going on, this weird thing, we gotta figure out what's going on. We just dealt with this guy, who I forget the name of, Dokkan. So we just beat Dokkan, and this leads into a cave where apparently Meyer B is waiting for us at the end. So we're going to go talk to this guy, see what's up with these Shadow Pokemon. But before we pop in there, let's take a look at our own Shadow Pokemon, as well as two returning members from previous playthroughs. First we have Aerodactyl with the Mild Nature at level 33, with the Pressure ability. Wing Attack, Steel Wing, Sky Attack, and Earthquake are the moves. The last Pokemon we have on our team right now that has to be lowered all the way for the Heart Gauge is Quagsire, level 30, with the Modest Nature, which I forget what that does, but feel free to look that up. Water Absorb, changing water damage into HP Restoration, with Shadow Rush and Amnesia. Still hasn't remembered any other moves, but with Amnesia, that kind of makes sense. Whiskers the Persian, level 33, is next, with the Quirky Nature, Limber ability, preventing paralysis. Payday, Feint Attack, Thief, and Screech. Now we have Skip Plume with the Gentle Nature, level 30. I keep forgetting the level, but you can see it right there. Gentle Nature, Chlorophyll ability, boosting speed and sunshine. And Shadow Rush, Sleep Powder, Cotton Spore, Mega Drain. Next is Knocked Owl, level 30 as well, with the Gentle Nature as well. With the Keen Eye ability as well. Well, that's a different ability, but preventing the loss of accuracy. Shadow Rush, Hypnosis, Reflect, and Fly. Last but not least, our first Shadow Pokemon capture, Makuhita at level 30 with a Hasty Nature, Thick Fat ability, protecting against heat and cold damage. Shadow Rush, Focus Energy, Vital Throw, Cross, Chop. Now let's go inside and see just how small of a cave is this. Wait a minute, I remember this game. This is a massive cave. There are, I'm going to say, probably a dozen people to battle. Now, I gotta remember, of course, there's the main path you can take, but there's some side areas you can get items. For example, right here. What do we find? 2 Hyper Potions. They're going to be useful. I'll be glad to take those. If I find any revives along the way, those are going to be kind of useless. Now, where does those stairs take us? I think that's the right way to go, but I want to battle all the trainers I can for experience, of course. Yeah, you're finally here! This floor is my territory. I can't let you through. I kind of just circumvented you by walking over on the other side. Simes, or Simes, Anorith, and Lotad. So, there's going to be a lot of pointless battles. I guess not plot-specific battles in this part of the video. I can talk about, what can I talk about? Oh, I can talk about Pokemon Go, because there's some stuff happening in Pokemon Go. Well, first we're going to go for, what's our biggest threat? I'm going to say the Lotad's the bigger threat. We are weak to rock damage from the Anorith, but I think they're more defensive than anything. We're going to Shadow Rush into the Anorith. So, yesterday, you might have seen, if you're watching the channel, I uploaded a couple videos of me attempting to capture legendary Pokemon. Actually, both of them were Lugia in Pokemon Go. And you might have noticed that there was a distinct sudden end to those video uploads. Now, here's the thing. I had 2 free raid passes to make use of that day. I also had 200 coins that I could buy 2 additional raid passes. I spent my entire afternoon, well, I went up in the morning, and through the afternoon into early evening, I spent all that time in the Uptown area, waiting for more legendaries to appear. I only ever found those 2 Lugia in the main Uptown area with all the different gyms that are in that area. There were other raids, just no legendaries, so I didn't get to try to capture anything else. And the thing is, if you saw the second encounter with Lugia, spoilers if you haven't, so ignore this part if you want to see that fresh, but okay, a basic game mechanic of Pokemon Go is curveballs. You know, you spin the Pokeball on your phone screen, you toss it, and then it curves back, right? I think it was like at least 3, so about half of the curveballs I threw in Pokemon Go against that second Lugia did not curve. You know, I spun them, I threw them to the right side of the screen, they went off the right side of the screen, missing Lugia. You're surprised, but I'm not telling you what, where Meyer B's waiting. Alright, then I'll go find it myself. I'll beat up trainers along the way, too. I want experience. You're only helping me. Oh, good, there's nothing here but items anyway. We got 3 ethers, good stuff. Now, there is a healing spot somewhere in this cave, but if I need to make use of any potions or ethers, I'm glad to pick stuff up along the way. I'll be back in just 1 moment. Alright, sorry about that. My doorbell just randomly rang, but we're all good now. So So, as I was saying, well, first let's get this battle underway. What's going on here? I heard there was one intruder, but there's obviously two of you. Or there are. He actually said it properly. I would have said there is. Mize? Chaz or Mize? He's a Chazer. I'm a Chazer. Well, he's a Chaser. I'll say as a Chazer. Anyways, so a basic mechanic of Pokemon Go is the curveball. And the curveballs, apparently, if you can connect them, they have a better chance to capture things, right? But a basic mechanic of the game to curve the Pokeballs around decides not to work for me for 3 of those attempts at Lugia number 2. And at this point, I just have to say, I don't care if I capture the legendaries or not anymore. But as hard as they make it, if the game's going to bug out like that, then I'm not that interested in capturing them. I will still battle them, though, because you get really good items for taking on these legendary Pokemon. I got, the first Lugia, I got, was it 2 fast TMs from it? The second one, I got a charged TM. I think that's the first charged TM I've ever gotten, which came in handy. I did use it to teach my Granbull. She had close combat. Okay, little side story here. When I first got my Granbull evolved up and she learned close combat upon evolution, I thought, oh, that is excellent. We got a charged fighting type move, and that was the first one I had. All these Blissey that are so hard to defeat back in the old gym system, I finally have a powerful move against them. Of course, when I first tried to use that close combat against a Blissey, it still hardly did a thing. So I was like, well then, okay. But now, well, first of all, the new gym system is a lot better. We can... Oh, you learn Thief? How do you steal things? What do you, like, use your tongue and just latch it up? I don't know. Anyway, the new gym system is a lot better because as soon as you can beat Blissey the first time, its CP does go down, and it's no longer as big of a deal to deal with. But secondly, I managed to use that charged TM to teach my Granbull play rough instead, which I like. It's stab, and I don't have a charged... Well, I do have charged fairy moves, but nothing super powerful. I've got, like... Well, I have Moonblast on my Vileplume. Your Pokemon are too strong! Thank you. They're not only 2 strong, they're 3, 4, and 5 strong, too. I should say also, because I just made fun of the whole 2 and did a different kind of play on words with that. I'll go with also. Raising your Pokemon to those levels must have been a hard struggle. You might be our enemy, but you have my respect. This guy! He is a very, well, respectable kind of guy. So we have just leveled up our Aerodactyl. Whiskers can take his spot there. Now, can you see it here? Yeah, she has 2 markings on her data screen here above her image. As I've said, 4 knockouts. Well, each knockout's going to be a marking, and 4 knockouts means that they're going to be put away in this Nuzlocke-style kind of a playthrough. So, we're doing okay so far. Back when I first started these rules, I thought it might sort of be play it by ear, just to see how much damage we can actually sustain, how many knockouts we can take, and we're doing alright so far. But I'm tempted, like, one temptation I have is to lower it. Maybe if they get 2 markings, we take them out permanently. But I'm like, I haven't even really hit the hard part of the game yet. Hold it! Don't think you're going anywhere when you catch my eye. I guess what I'm going to do, the first real challenge is, spoilers, the battle against Meyerby. So we'll see how good or how bad we do against him, how many injuries we might happen to take. We'll kind of judge things from there, maybe. And if I think that I need to lower the injuries that we're taking, I'll make the choice then. Ooh, wait a minute. We got ourselves a Shadow Meditite. I was kind of hoping it'd be a Shadow Bagon, but it is not going to be. So let's try to take the Bagon out first. Well, I don't know. The Meditite could hurt Whiskers. Let's try to take the Bagon out as soon as possible. Go for the payday. Minimal damage, I'm sure. Not even half. But can we hit it with a good slam? No, it has a good chance to miss. Don't hit Whiskers. Thank you. Ooh, that still hurt Quagsire, though. There's the bite. Don't flinch, our Quagsire. Thanks. Bite the wrong one. Excellent. Now, watch us miss the slam after all that work. No, we do land it. Not quite as much damage as I would have liked to do. I'm gonna feint attack the Meditite, and I should... No, I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna go for a Super Potion and heal up our Quagsire. And Quagsire, we're gonna try that Slam attack again and hope we can land it, because if so, that should take down the Bagon. Good, calm mind. No high jump kick to worry about. We can hit that thing with special attacks now, since it has boosted special defense. Who are you biting? Nice, go for the one that you can't possibly flinch because you're way slower than her. Land the Slam! Come on and slam! And welcome to the Quagsire. Boom. So we're going to take one more down, then we can go for the capture on the Meditite. I suppose, since I haven't caught everything along the way, I should probably, you know, start to consider which shadow Pokemon are too dangerous for us to have to deal with. You know, should I just knock certain things out? We're going to try Shadow Rush on the Numel, though. And we Feint Attack into the Meditite. Okay. That's not a lot of damage. I could go to Aerodactyl, though. We would part resist the high jump kick. Okay, one more Shadow Rush does take down the Numel, as long as we don't go into Hyper Mode. And what does this Numel go for? Earthquake? Oh, big. I probably should switch right now. Well, in fact, yeah, the Quagsire can't touch the Numel. I could go to Aerodactyl and Earthquake next turn, if it does dig. I'm going to switch the Quagsire out. First, I'm going to go for a Payday onto the Meditite, and we'll switch into Aerodactyl. I'm hoping they're going to go for Dig Attack on Quagsire, at which point our flying Aerodactyl will be immune to it. I hope they don't double up on Whiskers, is the only problem here. So Payday, can we get at least half damage on the remaining HP of this Meditite? Yeah, one more probably brings it down in capture range. But then an Earthquake. Alright, here's the thing, an Earthquake, well, especially after this, a Payday probably would knock it out with the recoil. I'm not going to want an Earthquake at this point, then. Yes, they did go for the Quagsire. Alright, so we're going to... In case we see some sort of a high jump kick, we're going to go to our flying type Skip Plume. And Aerodactyl, I think you can take the Numel down with Wing Attack. At which point we're just going to go for... try to put this thing to sleep. We have Sleep Powder on Skip Plume, I think. I'm pretty sure we do. So we can put the Meditite to sleep and then go for the capture. Numel is down and out. Good stuff. Last Pokemon is that Shadow. See if we can make that catch. But yeah, that Pokemon Go. Like, I was about to flat out say, I'm still enjoying the game. I am for other reasons. I like hatching the eggs and stuff. I like, you know... Oh. You're gonna get the confusion, are ya? I mean, well, I suppose there wasn't really anything I was gonna do with Aerodactyl, though. We can't really touch this Meditite. We're just gonna go with one of our 29 Pokeballs. And if this fails, we do have Sleep Powder coming your way, Meditite. In that case, the second Pokeball should not fail. But... I don't know, I'm still enjoying the thought of fighting the Legendaries. Like I said, they're really good for items. So, if I don't manage to capture them, so be it. But we do capture the Meditite. Now, I was talking to somebody in the area, another fellow Team Instinct. Wait, oh, your name was Twan. Grr, my Pokemon were shut down, yarr. So, he was saying that he's finding it hard to encourage people to join up with him for Legendary raids, because, you know, Articuno, they've already caught Articuno, maybe they've already caught Lugia. People aren't as interested in getting these legends as they were when they first came out. Me, I want to see if I can battle them as much as possible. For one reason, to help out other people. For another reason, the items you get. You don't even need to capture the Pokemon. You just need to beat them in battle. You get those items. For that reason, I do like to battle the Legendaries above other raid bosses. My Pokemon have won a knockout challenge. You're no event... You know, I thought I said avenged. You're no average trainer for beating them. I didn't want the PDA. I want my items. But we did make another capture. Oh, that reminds me. I've got my handy-dandy little list here to add Meditite to. Meditite and a little hashtag to show that it is a shadow Pokemon. Alright, let's get ourselves a Super Potion. Who needs it? Whiskers and Quagsire. I'm getting low on the potions, but we do have those Hyper Potions we picked up along the way. I think we got some in the tower as well. So I'm pretty sure those stairs are the way to go, the proper way. Or wait, no. Are these the stairs? These aren't the stairs. I somehow remember those other stairs are... So you don't want to battle? He might be one of the ones I have to actually walk up to and speak to. Full heal. Very useful. Oh, you do want to battle. You just couldn't see me across the way. If I drop you here, Meyer be sure to give me a reward. Is he, though? Now I'm confused. Which staircase is it? Valen. With Lotad Whismur. I don't think you've got any shadows. We should just be able to flat out destroy you. What do we have? Slam. I was trying to think. What are Quagsire's attacks again? Shadow Rush, Slam. I don't even know what the biggest threat here would be. I'm just going to go into... Actually, with the Lotad, if it has Grass attack, that would be the biggest threat. Let's try to take that thing down first. I was expecting, oh, Lotad, it's got water. We got water absorb. That's no problem. Completely forgetting its other typing of grass. Now, are they... They were exclusive, weren't they? Weren't Lotad and Seedot exclusive to either version of the game, Ruby or Sapphire? I think they were. Pretty sure anyway. Regardless, it is down. Next we see a Slack Off. I remember trying to take on Gym Leader Norman in the playthrough of Pokemon Sapphire. That, I'd say, was one of my proud moments of figuring out how to deal with it. Now, can we take it out before it goes for an attack? Because if you guys didn't watch the playthrough, I'll tell you how my strategy worked out. And if you didn't watch it, go watch it, because that was a fun playthrough. So, Norman, you know he's got a Slacking, a Vigoroth, and another Slacking. But both of the Slacking have the Truant ability, which says every other turn, they don't get to attack. So, don't steal my items, I don't even have any items. So, the idea was, if I fake them out on turn 1, they will flinch. The second turn is their Truant turn, so they won't get to attack twice. What I had to do, I spent a lot of time in Fiery Path, I think it's called, trying to get a burn, like encouraging Wild Slugma to burn our Hariyama, because Hariyama had Fake Out. So with the burn, we get the Guts boost and extra damage being fired off. Of course, we're going to miss the Slam attack, but it is loafing around. So, long story short, I did manage to play it out perfectly. We got ourselves the combo of going for Fake Out, and then a Vital Throw I think we had, taking down those Slacking. That was a fun battle. Fun Gym Leader. I love how strategies played out. Actually, kind of interesting. I might have mentioned this back in the day, but I was walking around in my city, probably just, you know, to and from, maybe playing Pokemon Go, whatever, and I bumped into somebody at the bus stop, and he said that he had seen that video of taking on Norman the Gym Leader, and he said, as soon as he heard me talk about the strategy, he's like, that's going to work perfectly. So I thought that was pretty cool. Someone that was watching could see what I was doing and understanding the mechanics of the game and how it was going to play out. So that was a good time. And there's the confusion damage. Alright, we've been doing okay for this video. I guess I can take that. As long as we can land the Slam attack. Nope, that confusion was not fair. Oh, Roar does work in this generation. Alright, who are you switching in? Thanks for saying out the one with the weak HP. Oh, Whismur. I'm sorry for your loss. It hasn't even happened yet, but we can all see it coming. There's like a curveball right there, except it was a giant dinosaur. See, when you spin something, it's supposed to spin. Reminds me of... Anyone out there ever watched the TV show Stargate, SG-1? Hunter Valen. No, I'll be punished for this. Never mind getting a reward. I never minded already. Oh, the reward's the cash that you're handing over me, though, so I'll take that. But yeah, SG-1. Was it the 100th episode I think they were doing? Or it might have been like their finale episode. Something like a big commemorative episode that they were doing. It was funny because they did a puppet version of their show. And okay, if you haven't seen Stargate SG-1, the basic premise is it is a sci-fi show where the military finds this portal called a Stargate that can connect to all these different Stargates around the galaxy, basically. And is this where the healing item is? Or the healing thing? No, it's over this way. So I think... yeah, this is the proper way to go. So I'm going to go backwards and see if we can get some items. But yeah, so the Stargate, they can use it to travel to different planets and stuff. They meet all sorts of alien races and enemies and all this good stuff. And they had a good sense of humor about their show quite often. So one of the things they did for their 100th episode, I think it was, they were talking to either a movie producer or a TV producer and giving different ideas for what kind of a show they could make off of their adventures. So it's like, in the show, the real-world adventurers were making a TV show and giving their insights on that. And one of the funniest ones they did was a marionette puppet version of their adventures. Where do we go? Is it just a trainer to battle? Oh no, there's a door up here. So let's take her on. Whoops, roadblock. This is a no-through street. Well, I think we're about to carve ourselves a new path here through Hoenn and whatever roadblock you think you're providing. As you send in a Geodude and a... What's with the Lotad everywhere? Oh, wait. I know what's with the Lotad everywhere. Spoilers. Wait for a later episode. But, yeah, it was funny, this whole puppet thing. They were just being all goofy and stuff. So the way the Stargate works is this big, round, you know, portal-type device. And it, when they're sending out to another portal, the entire mechanism spins, like this big ring spins. It's almost like a rotary telephone. Hey, who out there knows what a rotary telephone is? That's some ancient technology right there. But it would spin, and They made sort of a joke about that in this puppet version of the show, where the commander, or the general of the base, said something about, you know, it has to spin, and his technician says, no, it doesn't spin, sir. He's like, but it's round. It has to spin. Much like a curveball, when something is round and you spin it, it should spin. All this is a throwback to my complaint about Lugia somehow, was it projecting its psychic barrier from its mind to avert Pokeballs or Premier Balls from it? That could be a thing. If so, that's not fair, and I really doubt that is a thing. It's just a weird bug that happened in which a curveball did not curve. That's all that needs to be said about it. You don't have... What is that move called that's super effective on water types? Freeze Dry. This thing can't have Freeze Dry. It doesn't exist yet. But when Freeze Dry came out, that was a really cool attack idea. Gen 5, I think, is when they introduced it, where you... Well, it's a water type move that is super effective on ice. So, certain things like Quagsire or Swampert, water and ground types, Freeze Dry is double super effective on that. Super on the ground type and super on the water type. So, many times, well, those Pokemon, like these guys right here, this Hyper Quagsire, are only weak to grass, but they're also super weak to Freeze Dry, which is kind of nice. A little strategy tidbit out there for you folks if you're not really sure how to deal with any of these kind of Pokemon. Alright, I'm going to go with some special attacks onto the Geodude now, as we call Quagsire. Can we learn Surf or something? Oh, not quite. We need one more Hyper Mode to lower it down into that last block. I'm not sure if that's when it learns its last move or not, but we'll find out. Ooh, nice damage. It does hang in there a tiny, tiny little bit, but almost took it out. As you bite my cat. Stop biting my cat. What does this Geodude do? You're just going to block everybody? You can't block Quagsire. You blocked Quagsire. Let's go for a... No, let's go Shadow Rush if we can get another Hyper Mode. So this should take down... Well, this is going to take down the Geodude and get us a little bit of pocket cash. And looks like... What is your name again? Lady, I forget. Hoenn? Did I remember that? No new move for Whiskers. Hoenn, yes, a Slack-Off. A truant Slack-Off. Who are you trying to bite? Can't flinch any of us. One of us was called this turn. Oh, I went for Shadow Rush. You can flinch us out. Darn it, I wasn't expecting that. Because 2 of the Hyper Mode still doesn't kick in though if we get flinched. Okay, there's some decent damage. Feigned Attack could probably take you down. What's with the blocks? What is this, Facebook? What is this, Twitter? Why are you blocking everybody? Alright, what are you going to hit us with, Slack-Off? You better make it good, because you only have 1 turn to hit us with, and it's a Scratch attack. You go for Scratch. The one thing you can do, and it's that. Alright, let us take down the Snorunt. Thief is weaker, I'm pretty sure, so let's not waste time with that. Let's Shadow Rush into the Slack-Off, see if we can get a Hyper Mode fired off, perhaps. Oh, you don't survive. You don't get defeated by that. Okay. Don't flinch out our Quagsire. Thank you. Don't critical hit my kitty cat. No Hyper Mode. I mean, I guess that's not the worst thing. So it does loaf around this turn. My nose is getting all blocked up. I think I spent too much time outside yesterday. I don't think I have allergies, but I don't know. I find sometimes lately when I'm outside a lot, my nose starts to get kind of a runny and stuff. And right now you can hear it starting to get blocked up. So maybe I do have allergies, I just don't know it. If I do, they're not really that bad, I don't think. So nothing for me to really worry about. Shadow Rush critical hit, yes! Brings down the Slack-Off, and that's probably all we've got time for. So whatever is hidden behind Hoenn in this roadblock is going to have to wait for another time. Let's get some money from this trainer though. Crashed out! And we get ourselves over 1,000 Poké-Dollars, Poké-Coins, whatever they're called in this game. Meyerbee's unbeatable. You'll lose! I'm going to tell you right now, that is a distinct possibility. So at this point, we're going to actually, before I forget, switch Whiskers out, because she did just level up into Aerodactyl. So we're going to call it a day for the time being, or actually call it a week, because this is the last episode of Pokemon Colosseum for the week. So, off camera, I'll go back, heal up, save the game, and get back to this point for Monday's episode, at which point we'll continue our adventure through this very lengthy cave, although I don't think there's too much left, actually, so maybe next episode we'll get to see Meyer B, or at least get very close to him. But if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below, everybody. Thanks for watching, of course, and if you want to see some more episodes of the playthrough, you can click the link in the description to the full playlist. You can also click some of the links during the outro to some other videos that I have done on the channel, such as Pokemon Colosseum, well, this is Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon Go, Pokemon TCG. I'm also doing Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battles in the Weakness Cup this weekend, so you can check those out, and all the, again, spoilers, all the victories I'm having in that. But who knows what the next couple days will bring. But again, thanks for watching. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I forgot, if you want to subscribe, feel free to click my face during the outro. But with that, I will catch you next time.